Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me Manni Romero, who's a wide receiver out of Norwich University. What's happening?
How you doing today, Jimmy? Thank you for having me.
So, Manni, why don't you go ahead? Just give us a brief summary of your career so far.
Yeah, so I went to a school in Phillipsburg in New Jersey. I started there from my sophomore year on, got recruited to Norwich University by Coach Russell, who's the defensive coordinator. Took a visit, loved it, ended up going. I started right off the bat as a freshman. And yeah, I haven't really looked back, honestly. I mean, my time there so far has been great and can't wait to keep it going.
Cool. I mean, just kind of looking at your resume, I mean, you were named first team All Conference at least twice that I know of. I mean, and then just kind of looking back at this past season, I mean, you had a great year. Over 1,200 yards. 10 TDs. I mean, just really good in that department, and also was used as a return specialist on occasion as well.
Mm.
Even getting a punt return. Talk to me maybe about what you feel is like maybe one of your best attributes that you bring to the table. Like, what's the best thing about your game?
I just make plays when they need to be made. That's the best thing I can really say about me is I'm a playmaker. I truly believe when the ball's in my hands, something good will happen, and I believe that that's my best attribute.
Gotcha. And just kind of you as a receiver, I mean, is there a way maybe that you would define yourself as a receiver? I mean, are you a slot guy? Are you an outside guy? Are you a possession or speedster? I mean, how would you define yourself?
Uh, I could play outside. I could play inside. I think I'm more of a speed guy, but I could create that separation out of my breaks too. So I mean, I truly believe I can really play anywhere. But I think what best complements me is probably slot. I see myself playing slot.
Gotcha. And I guess with regards to that, I mean, is there maybe a guy in the league that you might compare yourself to? Or even if you don't, I mean, like, is there a guy that you, I don't know, just admire or something that you watch a lot of his tape?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I try not to really, compare myself to other guys, but I definitely take part to their games. I love Deshaun Jackson, Deshaun. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins. He's another one. I like DeAndre Hopkins just because of the simple fact he doesn't drop any balls. So I really try to pride myself on that, not dropping any balls. Those are pretty much the two main guys that I really like to watch a lot, especially a young Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Hopkins probably the best receiver in the league right now. I mean, certainly a guy that I feel like just kind of has all like the awe effect with a lot of young receivers like yourself. I mean, you look at him and you're
Mhm.
really just like watching him
Mhm.
just kind of dominate. Um, so, Manny, talk to me about this off season for you. I mean, obviously, even though it is, November, it is technically still off season for you because you guys aren't playing right now. Obviously,
Right.
COVID hit the world, kind of threw a curveball at everything. Talk to me maybe about like how have you been staying motivated during this time?
Just understanding where I want to be in life, honestly. My daughter, she's a big motivation of mine. And just setting her up for the future. I mean, that's pretty much all the motivation I really need. Just giving her the life that I guess I never had. I mean, I just she's my motivation. I mean, that's the best way I could really put it. She keeps me going.
Gotcha. And yeah, it's obviously a cool thing. But I was also going to ask you, like, just kind of with regards to your game, really, like, has there been anything that you've been trying to improve upon? I mean, since we have the opportunity now, since there is no ball, is there maybe one area of your game that you're trying to get better at?
For sure. I feel like as receivers, we can always get better at route running. So that's really where I want to focus. I mean, especially as I'm looking forward to the next level, route running, it's going to be huge at the next level and trying to create that separation. So route running is definitely um, an aspect of my game that I work on. Um, Catching, definitely catching. You can never not catch a lot of balls. And I mean, those are pretty much the two main blocking. And you always are gonna. I want to pride myself as an every down receiver, like an every down running back. I want to pride myself as an everyday receiver. I don't want to be a liability because I can't block. So
Gotcha. So Manny, I was just sitting here thinking. I mean, you look at like everything that you did last season. I mean, getting all of your awards. I mean, I know you got a lot of them behind you. So that's kind of a cool thing. Which one of those awards do you feel is like? Which one means the most to you?
uh, pretty much all of them do. I mean, you just have to sit back and admire your work at the end of the day. But I mean, this past season, I got the D2, D3 Offensive Player of the Year in New England. So that's like all Division 2 schools and all Division 3. And then, I mean, just this past summer, I was named an All-American. So, I mean, those two right there are pretty much a big one for me. Yeah.
Well, and if you don't mind, share with me maybe one of your, I don't know, most memorable moments as a football player. Like, is there maybe a play or a game that just kind of sticks out that's like one of the biggest highlights?
Well, just this past season, first play of the season. I mean, we scored. I believe I don't remember. It was like an 80-yard touchdown or something like that on Salve. But that was just an amazing way to start the season. And then another one I look back to is my sophomore year when I had 10 catches for 272 and two touchdowns. And that was the first time that my daughter was able to come watch me play. So I mean, those two, yeah, those two are like the ones that like I keep close to me.
Cool. Manny, another part of your resume that I really think that a lot of people need to know is really just your track background. I mean, I feel like, you did an excellent job as a track athlete in high school, getting 6'4" high jump, about a 45-foot triple jump. I mean, very effective in that regard. Talk to me maybe about some of those sports that you've been a part of, like in your youth, and maybe how they still help you today as a football player.
Yeah, I used to wrestle. I used to play basketball. I used to run track. I used to play baseball. So I pretty much dipped into a lot of sports. I mean, basketball it helped me with my with cutting. I believe baseball helped me with being able to track the ball, being a deep threat. Um, Wrestling, when I played both ways in high school, it helped me to be able to properly make a tackle. So I mean, I believe playing in all sports is benefit to every sport, if that makes sense. Um, you shouldn't just stick with one sport. I mean, if you look at the guys in the NFL, they never just played one sport; they played multiple sports. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those things that I've chatted with several guys about, and I think that there are a lot of evaluators that they really love the fact that if they can get guys that have played other sports, whether it be track, or baseball. I mean, I know that you have a really big affinity for baseball, and really what you're able to accomplish there. I mean, really one of the guys that just kind of utilized his speed there as a
mhm,
baseball player. Just kind of looking at you and kind of some of the raw data. I mean, again, I mean, you're looking at a player who has maybe 4.5 or less speed in
mhm,
the 40, about a 38 inch vertical, which is a respectable number. Um, but I mean, I realize, I mean, you're just a playmaker. So I mean, and those numbers, they are what they are. But I mean, I know that you're trying your best to get better at them. But I guess the other thing that I just kind of want to hit on a little bit is, well, I mean, who are you outside of an athlete? I mean, what's who are you? You know, anything that you really want to share about yourself, maybe like as a student, or just kind of like your personal life and passions.
I'm a real quiet guy. I stay to myself. I don't bother anybody. I go to work, I come home to my kid, and I just go on about my day. I go to class. I don't bother anybody. On my free time, I love to like go on hikes with my dog. Um, I train dogs on the side. I've become very passionate about that just because of the simple fact it's a way to give back to the community, give back to these people, and change their lives in the mix. A lot of the dogs that I work with are human aggressive, dog aggressive, biting the owners. So just to see that relationship change, that's pretty much what I do every single day. That's my hobby. Making these families feel at home again, that they could just sit on the couch and pet their dog without their dog trying to attack them. So yeah, that's pretty much my everyday life. I mean, I don't do anything out of the ordinary. I'm a family man, and I stay to myself.
And so I guess you're a dog person and you're a family man. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm assuming that you would prefer dogs over cats.
Oh
I don't
yeah, for
know.
sure. For
That's how
sure.
I am. I'm totally not a cat person. So for whoever watches this, you'll get that from me. So, um, but Manny, one of the questions that I want to ask you, I mean, is really just I don't know if you had to if you had to tell your younger self, just a tidbit of advice. I mean, go back, maybe 16, 17 years old. Any advice that you might tell that little Manuel?
Stay true to yourself. That's the best thing I could really do. I was really worried about, you know, not really worried, but I was more, so concerned with other people and like what they were doing and how they were getting better instead of worrying about what I could do to get better. I think if I would have just sat back and just understood like I control my own destiny, um, I would be good. That's the best advice I could really give to my younger self. It's just I should have stayed true to myself. Um, Yeah, I mean, don't let anybody tell you you can and can't do something. I did that, but you live and you learn and you move forward. That's it. That's all you can really do.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, the one thing that life teaches us at times is, obviously to learn from those experiences so that
Mhm.
obviously we grow from it. So,
Mhm.
um, well, hey man, why don't you maybe, I don't know, at this time, let's sort of give a little bit of love to some of those people in your life that have actually taught you a lot, and have really helped mold and shape you over the years. Um, Tell me about maybe a few of your mentors and coaches right now.
Definitely, I got to give all credit to my mom. I mean, none of this would be possible without my mom. She sacrificed so much. Uh, Coach Russell, he came down from Vermont to New Jersey to come recruit me. Um, Coach Mern, he without him telling Coach Russell to come down here and recruit me, none of this would be possible. And then Coach Kolb, he's our offensive coordinator. He just came to Norwich last year. He's completely uh, changed my game. Like he's made me into the player that I am right now in just a year. So I mean, I couldn't be more thankful for him because he put me in this position. Um, And then just, my boy Matt Dunn, he's a quarterback. I can't be None of this would be possible without him throwing me the rock. And then my boy Bershawn, he's our corner. He was a 4-year starter. I think he only got scored on once or twice in 4 years. But every single day we in it in practice, one on ones, me and him. 7-on-sevens, me and him. 11 on 11, me and him. It was never, oh, you go here, you go here. We wanted the best, and for that, I'm thankful for all of them. They pushed me to be better.
Great. I mean, that's obviously what you want. I mean, you want your teammates to, push you to your limit. So it's nice that you had those guys to help you do that.
Hmm.
Really, only a couple more questions for you, Bud. I mean, this next one I try and ask everybody, even though it is a little corny, and it's really just the why question.
Hmm.
You did touch on it a little bit earlier, but I just kind of want to, kind of bring us home with it, so to speak. So, tell me why you play football.
Uh, why? I mean, I've been doing it since I was 5, so I mean, it's just become a second part of me. It's just second nature. But I mean, I guess the real reason why is because the brotherhood behind it. I mean, the guys that you meet, I don't think you meet these guys, on the street, So like the guys that I do meet, I've built a very close friendship with them, and I'm proud to call them my brothers today. A lot of the guys, they're very close with my daughter, and it's just that's just the that's just what football does. It gives you that brotherhood that you can always count on for the rest of your life.
Great. And very last thing for you, buddy. I mean, I know that I mean you're kind of on the fence about maybe entering the transfer portal. Like we don't know exactly where you're going to end up in 2020, but
Right.
I mean, nevertheless, I mean, give me your pitch to either like a professional team or maybe that team that you might end up transferring to down the line. I mean, what kind of a teammate would you be if they added you to their roster?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a guy that, I love to win. Who doesn't? But I'm the guy that, you know, gets everybody prepared, pushes everybody to be their best selves. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna do what you tell me to do. I don't care if I'm getting the ball. Um, I just will do whatever it takes to help us win. If that means blocking, I'll block. If that means special teams, fine. I'm all about the team. I'm not a me guy, and I'm firm on that. I won't put the team in a bad position. Um, I will only do what's right for the team.
Cool. Well, Manny, I do appreciate your time, bud. I mean, again, I mean, just kind of looking at what you have like on your resume, again, just kind of being that, two-time first team all conference player. I mean, you can be active in the slot, as a very effective playmaker and also go out and, return some kicks if that's needed. And just kind of I don't know, I just kind of have this feeling that your raw athleticism is going to give you at least, one opportunity. So, I mean, hopefully, whoever that is in the future for you really sees that. But do wish you best of luck moving forward. Um, and yeah, take care of yourself, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jimmy. I mean, none of this would be possible without you either. I really do appreciate you taking the time and sitting down with me and having this conversation. It means a lot. Thank you.
Cool. You're welcome, bud. Again, this is Manny Romero, wide receiver, Norwich University. Thanks.